Hey, and welcome to the 4%. I will be your guide on this journey of getting you the clarity of what needs to be done for you to have a more profitable business that people love to interact with. If you don't know me, my name is Patrick Lorentzen, and I've helped hundreds of business owners just like you create a more profitable business. If you're up for it, and I assume you are since you're watching this video, let's get into what I can help you with accomplishing, starting with the end in mind. So I'm going to be as brief and to the point as I possibly can here. I don't want to spend too much time on this. We're going to walk through these things when we go inside of the program together. So first thing is I want to start with the end in mind as I promised, and I'm going to go way over here. And our goal here with you, with your company in the program, is to create a more profitable and growing business that runs by itself, right? That people love to interact with. Now, if you backtrack here, we're going to get to a problem, right? And this problem is what we call the David and Goliath, right? So this Goliath is something called entrepreneurial stroke. And it comes from a book called The E-Myth, written by Michael E. Gerber, fantastic book about business and building business. And what this entrepreneurial stroke is that a lot of people, they work with something, right? They have a trade, right? They are a plumber, accountant, marketer, salesperson, whatever, right? So, and then they want to start their own business, right? So they take that skill, they start their own business. That's how a lot of businesses starts, right? Not all of them, but a lot of them. And what then happens is that you never learned how to, let's say if you're a plumber, you never learned how to do accounting, you never learned marketing, you never learned sales, and didn't learn HR and like human resources, hiring and firing. You never learned like how to build KPIs and follow up on those things and so on, right? Like all these things, whatever your trade is, you have certain black holes or spots, right, that you don't know. And that becomes kind of like this stroke, this like overwhelm, right? And that's what Michael here in his book calls entrepreneurial stroke, right? So in order to kind of find a remedy for that, what we do is that we start working on more on than in the business. That's what we want to help you do, right? So to work more on the business is to basically think, is basically to strategize. It's to think about the big things, is to work on the big things, the strategies, the big moves that's really going to change your business, not to do like day-to-day things, like the daily things. And a lot of business owners I talk to, like, I don't have time with working like on the business. And what's going to happen is they're probably going to be stuck in the same place they've been in the last 2, 3, 4, 5 years, because they need to work on the business and less in the business, right? And they need to make that move, right? And that's what we talk about, how to make that move and create a more profitable business that can run by itself eventually. All right, so in order to do that, we have a model that we work with that's called the TBO, Time Barrel Optimization. And it's based on a number of different models. And what it consists of is we basically have these different, imagine these barrels, they're actually up here. Here's the barrels, right? So there's different values that we put in these barrels. And in these things here, the coins and such, that's activities. That's things that you do, right? And certain activities, they're worth like a diamond, certain are like pennies, and others are gold coins and so on, right? And what we divide this in is something worth $10 an hour, $100, $1,000, $10,000. You can see different examples here: cold calls, etc., manage marketing, recruit staff, plan and prioritize, work on offers, develop systems and processes, right? So what we want to do is that we want to move to the right here. We want to be over here as much as possible, right? And we might not be able to let go of some of these things now, but okay, we need to start thinking that way. How can I find someone else? Or how can I, the 4 different things that after we've found these different values here and put them in the different buckets, the different activities. And we have a template for this. We have a worksheet for this that you'll go through, and it's a very good worksheet that we've worked with a lot of business owners and basically plot this out. So it makes it very easy to actually do this yourself, right? And what you'll find is that you can either eliminate, like remove the stuff, like no one wants this, it's not valuable, no one appreciates it, just get rid of it, okay? There's things that you need to delegate, right? You shouldn't be doing this. Like you shouldn't be doing something that's worth like in between here, maybe $20, $30. No, you should be working on the $100 an hour, or you shouldn't be working on the $10. But hey, this is something, customer service or cold calls, it needs to be done, or proofreading needs to be done. Okay, delegate it. Now, don't keep deciding here which is like, hey, I decide for you, and I look over someone's back, over what they're of their shoulder, and this is what you're supposed to do, and then you kind of like constantly like a hawk over them. That's not delegating. That's like you decide for them, and then you kind of push it back and forth like ping pong here, right? That's not what we're looking for. We want to delegate, truly delegate, right? And then automate. We have 5 different areas that we usually look at when it comes to automation. And that's something we're gonna look at as well. And then keep. What are the things that you should keep, like the $1,000 or the $10,000 an hour, right? What are those things, and what are those for you? Because they look different from each entrepreneur. Some of them are like really good at something, and some other people, oh no, like our sales process is not that good. We can close more deals, or we can have more meetings. We can create a better, more efficient process, for example. Or our offer, it's not that good as it could be. Okay, so then depending on your business, you need to focus on different things, and that's what you're going to discover in this model, right? So the power of the few, backing the tape a bit more here, is we start with the Pareto principle, also called the 80-20 principle. We call it on steroids. That's what we want. That's what we want. So the 20-80 means that 20%, if you've never heard it before, you might have heard it, 20% of the activities or the clients or the employees stands for 80% of the results, right? So if you have 20 clients, they'll stand for 80% of the results, right? For the profits or revenue or however you might look at it, right? And then if you do another 20-80 on this, right, you're going to get 4% of the clients, let's say, stands for 64% of the results, or 4% of the activities. If you have 100 activities, is going to stand for 64% of the growth potential and the results and so on, right? That's how we get to the mindset of the 4% entrepreneur, right? And what I like to say is, I got this quote a long time ago, what walks in the father or mother runs in the family, right? So whatever walks in you, kind of like what you're thinking and kind of like how you're doing things, right? That's going to run in the family. It's going to run like 10x. You're going to multiply yourself. Like it or not, if you're great in an area, likely is that your staff is kind of going to go after that. If you're not so great in an area, well, you can't really hold that standard for your staff, right? They're just going to kind of like, I have 3 kids. They don't always do like I say. Right? Anyone with kids, you would know, or a nephew or something like that, you would know what I mean, right? But they would do what you do, right? And it's the same thing with employees. It's the same thing with the team. They're not necessarily going to do what you say, maybe in front of you, right? But behind your back, when you're not there, you're on vacation. Like they're not necessarily going to do what you say. They're going to do what they've seen you do and how you've set that example. And that's why the 4% mindset of the entrepreneur. And then we kind of like start with that. And then we also, of course, talk about the businesses as we talked about as well, the 4% business, right? But that's kind of what we start there. And then that includes 4% rule thinking. How do we think about the 4% rule? How does it affect the different areas in our lives and in the business? And the 4% scaling models. We're not going to look at 1,000 different models here, right? That's not my goal. My goal is not to. I have a business degree myself in marketing and management. There are a lot of different models that you can look at, but my goal here is not to teach you a ton of models. My goal is to teach you the ones that's actually extremely useful and they can help you think in new ways, right? That's what we want. So we're going to look at some of those models, and then replacing limiting beliefs. We all have limiting beliefs. We come from different families. We're treated in different ways growing up, or in school, or by peers, or teachers, or parents, or siblings, or whatever it might be. And some of those things are limiting us from reaching the potential that we could, right? And we want to do what we can there to break those. Right? Some of those things take a long time. Some of those things require, like, you need to go to a coach or a counselor, depending on your needs. But we're going to look at some of the basics here, like how to replace limiting beliefs. A lot of entrepreneurs that I've coached, they have kind of like, they do self-sabotage. They get to a certain level, right? And then for some reason, it just like keep coming down, keep crashing. Like, don't know why. And we're going to look at some of those things as well. So So I focus on the things that really matters, and I know that really matters for business owners. We're not going to look at all the different things. We're going to look at the things, the 4% that really matters, right? And then the environment. We have the community. There's a saying, this classic, you're the average of the 5 people that you hang out with most. And a lot of business owners that I meet, they don't really have a community that they can really hook into and connect with and be encouraged and get new ideas and encourage each other and so on. And I want this to be that community for you, and for you to be that support as well for each other in this group as well. Hey, that's it for this walkthrough. And to recap, my goal with this community is to only focus on the things that matter for you to maximize the output by helping you put your input in the right places. If you're watching this and you know that you want to work more on your business and less in your business, but you want more personal help and accountability that will get you there faster, what I want you to do is to go down here, click the link below, and book a call with me. On that call, we'll take a look at your business, where you are and where you want to go, and if our systems can help you go where you're trying to go. And if we don't think we can help, I'll be super straightforward with you. I don't want to waste my time with you paying me and you're not being happy and we're not able to help you moving forward. Then we won't even give you an offer. If you don't meet the criteria to work with us on a more individual level and we don't feel like we are a good fit right now, that's okay too. But if you want to have more individual help scaling your business, go down, click the link below, book a call. Also, please only book this call if you have happy clients and are doing over 6 figures a year. And we don't want to waste either your time or our time, as we know by experience that that's what's needed to make this happen and to reach maximum effect, is to have something already good going on in your business, right? So you need the revenue for us to be able to help you change your revenue. Again, my name is Patrick Lorentzon and I'm the founder of the 4% business. I'm very excited to embark on this journey together. I'll see you soon.